When you begin to understand the power of mental positioning, you can literally turn success on autopilot. Hi, my name's Tyler, and I am a certified Ericksonian hypnotherapist. And I ran off to the mountains to study the greatest minds of all time, and what they had to say about success is completely disturbing. And it flies directly in the face of everything that you're being taught. What they showed is that success is less about what you intentionally do and more about where you mentally position yourself unconsciously. So, rather than having to wander off into the mountains for years to study philosophers, I'm going to condense everything that I learned about this principle into this video so you can start applying these things today and start positioning yourself for success. The first thing you have to understand about mental positioning is what I call data port management. What information you are consuming into your mind through your eyes and your ears deeply affects what your mind is able to think of, what it's able to conceive, and even what you're able to see. The media that you consume changes everything about your life. And so you have to stop and ask yourself, take an audit of what you're putting into your mind through social media, through entertainment, and through education. Are those things pointing you in the direction you'd like to go? Because if not, you are positioning your mind to be in a hedonistic spiral rather than an upward rocket to success. And the choice is completely yours to make. And frankly, if you can't get this under control, the next things I'm going to talk about are almost irrelevant, because if you're poisoning your mind 90% of the time and you spend 10% of your time with someone else, it's not going to really do anything for you. So you really got to get this under control. Now, the second technique is the secret that's hiding in plain sight. If we look throughout history, partnering with consultants, therapists, mentors, coaches, the guy at the bar, we have all sorts of different names for this. But what it really boils down to is the fact that when you partner with other people who are working together for each other's betterment and success, you gain access to an invaluable resource, which is another person's ability to bring into conscious awareness things that you are not currently consciously aware of, due to the sheer fact that they are just a different person. And yet, this particular technique allows you to position yourself mentally in a way that will achieve astounding amounts of success. A great example of this is the methodology taught at Oxford, known as the Oxford tutorial. This approach is famous for its ability to give someone the most profound levels of education and to truly teach someone to think. And at its heart, it is the basis of simple consultation and conversation that allows it to be so effective. And yet, despite this technique being so simple and ancient, people are investing $50,000 to $60,000 to get this kind of mentorship. But that's not the only way to position yourself mentally for success. The third technique is the power of the collective unconscious. And no, we're not going as big as Jung does, though don't test me, I might. Today, we're going to keep it nice and simple. You see, there is a profound secret to success that most successful people are doing, and people who aren't successful aren't. And that is accessing the resource of masterminds and networking groups. What these groups allow you to do is to surround yourself with like-minded individuals who are moving towards a similar goal, and yet have different enough perspectives to allow you to get, again, conscious awareness of things that you're unconsciously doing. And when you surround yourself with these people, the success is astounding. In fact, this method has been at the source of some of the biggest movements in the world. Aristotle, Plato, Socrates, a great example of a mastermind group that founded all of Western thought. Or maybe the Declaration of Independence, as great minds came together over some beers and changed history forever. Or even in the arts, like C.S. Lewis and the Inklings, Writers who met up outside of a bar in Oxford, who went on to produce writers like Tolkien, C.S. Lewis, and many, many more. This is the power of surrounding yourself with people who are trying to achieve similar things. But there is a dark side to this, and that's this. Whoever you surround yourself with can lift you up, but they can also drag you down. So make sure that you are consciously choosing to surround yourself with the kinds of people who are moving towards the direction you want to go. And as you focus deeply on that, and to the extent you consider that puzzle, I want you to begin to think about anything but that for just a moment, and imagine what your life could be like if you started to build your own round table like King Arthur, surrounding yourself with excellent minds, powerful people, with a mentor to give you guidance in your life. How different would your life begin to become if you started to found your own round table of success and building the library of the new knowledge that you consume and watch, so that each and every day you're learning new things that give you better perspectives, and you're talking them through with your mentors, and finally bringing that wisdom to your round table, knowing that each and every one sitting at the table has done the same. I wonder how quickly and easily each and every dream you have could become a reality. And that's exactly what successful people are doing. Is, in fact, rich people, you might have heard of these crazy groups. They go up, they'll spend $100,000 to be in a mastermind group. You know, that's insane. Well, if you start to consider what actually is happening there, and it's the people who are going, $100,000 is like maybe 1% of their net worth. And then you also have to factor in that they're paying $100,000 to be in a group of 10 other people who can afford to pay $100,000 to be in a mastermind group. Imagine the mental positioning that gives you to surround yourself with that much opportunity. And you get the collective benefit of the mind, but you also get the access to the collective networks of these people because you're meeting them and talking with them and building real relationships. And further, this explains why the more successful people become, the more you find them hiring coaches, hiring mentors, hiring consultants. They do that because there's a huge ROI, and these consultants can cost quite a lot of money. Sometimes people are paying $15,000, $20,000 a month for coaching, but the reason that they're doing that is because they've reached a level where they either don't have the answers, and getting the answer to that question is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to them, and they need an expert. Or more commonly at that level, the person is so developed that they're actually the only expert on that topic because they developed the expertise. Their mind has become the most valuable resource for that particular kind of question. And so a consultant can come in and allow them to bring what they unconsciously know to conscious awareness and allow them to do rapid, complex problem solving. But most importantly of all, what you find as you move up the success tiers is that the higher up you go, the less junk people are consuming, the less aware of media, movies, social media, news, politics. These things fade away, and they're typically talking about ideas, books they've read, conferences they've gone to, seminars, courses they're taking, and of course, their own genuine ideas. And so when you begin to put all of these three principles together, you understand the very foundation of mental positioning. So to start applying this in your life, you need to consider, how can I surround myself with people who are going to lift me up? How can I find people who are going to allow me to get that unique perspective on my own self to grow personally? And what am I going to start consuming to put my mind in a valuable position for success? When you combine all three of these things together, success can literally start to turn on like autopilot.